I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
You've got a second chance, you could go home.
Feminism totally messed up the dating scene. Nowadays, if you dare to hold a door open for a girl, she'll go all crazy on you. And if you compliment her outfit or something, you better watch out because she might report you to HR or get you fired. It's as if most girls have turned into man-haters, always ready to attack men for the smallest things, real or imaginary. I mean, there's a huge difference between cool girls who want equality and those radical feminist extremists who devour guys for breakfast and dance on their graves. Modern women think they're so special and deserve only the top-notch guys, ignoring the average dude who might not be super rich but would treat them right with respect. It's just mess it up. Men and women are totally connected, you know? And as women and their roles have totally changed, and not even with everyone being cool about it, guys have had to change too. Now women have to deal with stuff not being what they want and also guys not being what they want. If you Google it, there are a bazillion articles about this one big topic that can be summed up as, where are all the good guys at?
Women overrate themselves in terms of their own physical attractiveness.
Is that true?
This weird thing happens when you hit a certain age where women can't psychologically comprehend or process, like, oh, I'm not as beautiful as I used to be, right?
Yeah.
Like, I peaked at 24. I'm completely okay with it. There's a lot of single older women freaking out on TikTok over that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, in order to cope with that, like, I aged, maybe I don't have the guy that I want, they'll start to go through these mental gymnastics and be like, no, like, I'm a 10 because I, like, inside, like, that makes me 10 outside. No, like, beauty is a harsh judge, and some of us just don't have it. So a lot of women are like that.
It's millions of women out there today who all hope to get married someday, but for real, some of them will never see that happen. The stats show that there's always going to be a certain number of single ladies in every generation, women who have a 0% chance of ever getting hitched. And that number is going up, and each year, women are getting more anxious about finding a partner, even if it means they're giving up on their dignity and purity. They're throwing caution to the wind and using sex as a way to try and lock down a man into marriage.
Then we're gonna start walking down there. You are so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Are you single?
Yes, I'm single.
You are?
Yes. Yes, she's single.
Single?
Yeah, single mom.
Thank you.
In today's dating scene, women over 30 are often overlooked and seen as disposable. It's disheartening to see so many overweight women on dating apps such as eHarmony, trying their hardest to present themselves as worthwhile. It's a pretty depressing and sad situation. In the past, when women were young and attractive, they had more power to attract a partner, and society would shame men who didn't stick to their commitments. There were even legal consequences like child support. Men would face social isolation and lose friends if they left. But nowadays, men don't face as many constraints. Women don't have many reasons to keep men around once they hit their prime, except for the fear of financial consequences, which men are now prepared for. It's not a very convincing reason to stay committed. Now, you've got single moms out there, grinding through each day without relying on a bunch of pills to escape the chaos. Instead, they're dealing with an ever-expanding lineup of guys who don't really care about them, but are totally up for a casual fling. It's like they're trying to numb their loneliness for a hot minute by getting cozy, but when it's all said and done, they end up shedding tears as they drift off to dreamland most nights. Things have totally shifted. The whole idea of male leadership being a big deal has been tossed out the window. Instead, we've got this fresh generation of guys who are totally empowered, and they're not tied down to the traditional family stuff. As long as a dude pays his child support, society's like, yeah, you're a good dad. Guys can just do their own thing and don't have to be responsible for anyone else. What's happening now is this new wave of super confident alpha males who have more time and money to invest in themselves instead of being drained by a wife and kids. And guess what? Their numbers are growing like crazy. When it comes to women's happiness, it's kind of complicated. In this new world, guys are figuring out that divorce can be a total mess and it can really screw them over. So, they're getting all cautious and some of them are straight up avoiding marriage altogether. And that means women's importance in their lives is at an all-time low. They're not really necessary or special to guys anymore, and it's super easy for them to find someone else. This makes women feel hella insecure, and that's why you see so many naked selfies and stuff. And, yeah, the rise of mail-order brides is proof that dudes are just not willing to put up with women's drama anymore. Even if, in the past, they would have dealt with it for the sake of the fam. Feminism was supposed to give women more rights and opportunities than ever before. But here's the twist. Women in the US are way more unhappy now compared to the 70s. It's a major issue for feminism because they believe that complete liberation would make women's lives so much better. So, who's at fault here? Is it feminism's fault? The patriarchy's fault? Or is there something else going on? If you double the labor pool, over time you end up having the wages. It goes from women not being able to work to women having the choice to work, to women feeling like they must work. If a woman is a mother and has a job, she has to do everything, even if she outsources part of that job to immigrant women. Why does she have to do everything? Because women generally prefer to marry or date men who are more successful than them. That's a problem for women because there are fewer successful men relative to the increased success of women. So those highly valued males are scarce, and more highly valued than ever. Those high-value men have their own careers, and they have their choice of women. If one relationship doesn't work out, then they'll find another because there is no shortage of women who want to date and marry them. So, who gains from all this? Most guys don't really benefit. Their worth seems to go down. And most girls don't benefit either. Their worth also goes down. The ones who really benefit are those super valuable guys who are in charge of everything. I mean, to be fair, they work crazy long hours to stay on top in high-paying careers and stuff. If I wanted to be even more negative, I'd say that capitalism is the winner here. Wages are low, opportunities are limited, which leads to more calls for immigration, and then wages go even lower. Marriage becomes a luxury only for the rich, and economic inequality goes through the roof. So, in a way, feminists end up being used by capitalism, you know? Feminism has messed up family values and culture big time. It's this slow poison that's driving men away from women. At first, they were all about equality, which made sense, but now things are pretty equal. Actually, women get more perks just for being women. So, I'm not sure what feminists want anymore. Lately, it seems that feminism has been encouraging women to do sketchy stuff in the name of being bold and independent. And it's also turning guys into these desperate simps. Plus, there's this whole man-hating vibe going on. And let's not forget the fake cases where women use feminism as a weapon to destroy men's lives. Oh, and the constant crying over small things? Super annoying. And of course, the classic move of blaming everything on men instead of taking responsibility for their own mistakes. These women with insane demands would not be happy even if they were met. There's a mindset they've adopted that has them in a permanent state of ungratefulness and false elevation of self-worth. If they find a man making $500K a year, it'll soon be like, "Babe, why don't we buy a summer home?" Truly lost souls. Gratefulness and a realization that love is more sacrifice than it is things being done for you is something they will never grasp. Thanks for watching The Circle of Kings. As always, we're looking forward to your support, so please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything all kings like yourself need to know.